Dear friends, this is Wolfgang Chen, the Methanol Man. So today is 27th December 2023. So it's a special day for me today because I had given a yearly summarization of the Chinese hydrogen on an online platform. The name of this platform is China Hydrogen Viechle Network. So I had given them for about 1.5 hours the summarization of the Chinese hydrogen issue in 2023. So actually, it is a very quiet year in China for the fuel cell business because in the total year, there is not so much fuel cell vehicles sold. Although there are 4 provinces area where there should be a lot of demonstration projects about the fuel cell vehicle. But actually, only till end of November and the beginning of December, there is some information about the subsidy from the government. A lot of governments does not have enough money to give this subsidy for hydrogen vehicles. But at the end of this year, the situation changes. And there is 2 companies go to public listed in Hong Kong. Generally, the people saying that fuel cell in 2023 has some trouble, but the electrolyzer business looks quite well in China. So they asked me to have a summarization or analyze about the situation. So I gave them 2 points. So I want also to share that with the friends to understand what is happened, what is the points, the key issue in China. So generally, I mentioned to them the most important thing is that the decision makers does not feel safe for hydrogen. So I emphasize that the people who are working on the hydrogen business should pay attention to the safety of hydrogen. So anyway, the person who make the final decision for a big issue about hydrogen, normally they doesn't have very strong technical backgrounds. And they need to make decision and take responsibility for what they had signed. This makes them feel unsafe. So they expected to have more documentation to know that the hydrogen is safe. Somehow like the lithium battery. Everybody knows that lithium battery has the risk to burn out, but the leaders, the decision makers, the officers, have the possibility to look at some reports to know the influence of the explosion or the burnout of lithium battery. They know that it's not so dangerous for the public safety. But for hydrogen, there is still the explosion risk, and because of such kind of accidents, there is a lot of officers lost their job or get a punishment. So they want to make sure that the hydrogen is safe. So I encourage and I call people in the hydrogen business to face on this issue and to working on the safety issue for the hydrogen. So actually, all the people worldwide could pay attention to the safety of hydrogen. If there is enough test, for example, with the balloon, and you could know how many percentage of hydrogen gas will cause which kind of problem. For example, with a balloon with 20 liter, you could burn it and see how much energy is there, which kind of disaster it could create, just like a crash test for car. So after that, the people will know that, okay, for some reason, it should be safe. This is also the reason why the nitro hydride hydrogen storage tank is now popular in China, especially for the bicycle. So people know that if they have this metal hydride hydrogen tank, it will be not much so high pressure. It will be easier without hydrogen compressor to increase the pressure. So it will be somehow for them easier to use this hydrogen. After the safety issue, I explained to them again about another point is that try to find the people who could afford and will use hydrogen. The big advantage of hydrogen is clean and without noise or quite quiet. So this kind of advantage should be applied to the product and sell to the people who could afford it. For example, with yacht, with very high-end use. So if there is enough test and if there is enough demonstration for the product and let the people, the super rich people who could afford this kind of product, they will buy it and start to influence the business. And then it will bring the people to believing that it is possible to use it, and then the amount will be increased and the cost will be down. So nowadays there is a lot of application starting with vehicles, with heavy duty car, truck, which is too earlier for this kind of application because the people want to afford it and then they will calculate the cost. The hydrogen price in China is between around 10 euros and the sold price to the customer, sometimes they try to reduce it to around 5 euro. So the real cost is between 5 and 10 euros. So they ask a subsidy to reduce the price down to 5 euro per kilogram. Then it's the similar price level like the diesel truck. So I give them suggestion that they should take about the methanol reforming on site to think about with that kind of technology. Because with methanol, the price is around 300 to 400 euro per ton. And based on that, with each 8 kilogram methanol could get 1 kilogram hydrogen, which means the price of the hydrogen will be below 4 euros, which is affordable. And at the same time, people should think about methanol combustion motor, which means the motor price will have no big difference. So it will bring the people to have the opportunity to have more cars, truckers, more customers for the methanol fueling station. So there is even the combination with diesel motor and methanol mixed combustion. It works also quite well. So I encourage them to go to the market and to follow with the stronger, to follow the customer's expectation, to make a general package, to not think only about hydrogen itself. It should be at the beginning as a kind of service for the people to help the people who work in a hydrogen business to enter into the door, to have the connection to the investors. So at the end, based on the fact that there are 2 companies go to public, I encourage the people that they could take this opportunity to open the door to the foreign investors. That means the foreign investors could take the opportunity, go to China and find some customers, some potential project partners or the object for investment. So this is starting today. I will try to upload this video to the internet, and then in the future I will combine my comments and the video which I show you based on the information I collected from